Welcome to the Jill on Money podcast. It's the weekend. It's a summer weekend in August. I know. All you want to do is talk about financial stuff. All right, let's keep this tight. It's Saturday, August 28th. This is a program that takes a mystery out of your financial life. And if you have questions, just send them to us. Ask Jill at jillonmoney.com. This weekend, it's all about you. We're doing calls all week during my vacation. So here we go. It's Dee from Seattle. Hi, Dee. What can we do for you?
My husband and I, we have about $1 million in stocks in the S&P. Mm-hmm. We have $500 in a money market. We have $500,000 in a money market, $100,000 in CDs. We have about $1 million in real estate, and we have been talking to our financial consultant, and she has recommended to take the $500,000 from the money market and put it into a managed bond fund. Mm-hmm. We're pretty light in bonds. Mm-hmm. We realize that. It wasn't our intention to get into bonds, and now the market's just gone like all crazy.
Yeah. It's so, I like that. That's the absolute best way to describe it. The market's gone all crazy. So the $1 million in stocks, is that in individual stocks or is that in index funds? What's the nature of the stock position?
Some of it is individual stocks, mm-hmm. and some of it is in index funds.
Okay. And you guys manage that yourselves, or is this person, this financial consultant, does that person manage it for you?
So we manage all of our own individual stocks.
Okay.
And my husband has been using money from the $500,000 that's in the money market mm-hmm. to buy the stocks, and he is a huge believer in, oh my God, this is the time to really look for some good deals out there. Oh. There's good deals left and right. There's got to be a few out here. Let's find them. But if we tie that money up into this managed bond fund, mm-hmm. that's not going to be available to us.
Yeah.
We're recently retired, both of us.
Yeah.
Early 60s. So it's not like, well, we can still be doing the 401k, 403b. Those are gone now. So mm-hmm. now it's figure it out.
So let me ask you a question, Dee. Okay. How are you guys supporting yourself?
We have a small business of which we make about $50,000 a year, mm-hmm. and to be honest, we're probably not the world's best consumers. Mm-hmm. We're better savers than consumers.
That's okay. We love good savers. This is a program that loves a good saver. Is the $50,000 a year all you need to live on?
Well, we could probably do it on that, although it would be nice to have a little bit more than that. Mm-hmm. And neither one of us are drawing Social Security at this point in time either. So
when do you think you might want to draw Social Security? Because you are in your early 60s. So what's your full retirement age? 66, 7?
Probably about 67, 68. Mm-hmm. We've kind of been playing around with some of those numbers. Mm-hmm. The financial consultant says that, the rate we're going right now, we wouldn't even have to really worry too much about pulling anything.
Oh, that's good.
So, we're completely free to do whatever's going to work best for us.
So what is it about, I'm just intrigued because presumably what I think is happening here is that you've saved a bunch of money, you've got mm-hmm. this small business. When you ever decide to take your retirement benefits mm-hmm. from Social Security, that you've got plenty of money. You're not going to run out of money. So tell me about your husband's desire to find these great deals, and what is it that, since you don't spend a ton of money, do you want to leave a bunch of money to kids? Like what's the motivation?
I think that being children of Depression-era parents, it was really important, especially to his family, to save, to work towards a future and a retirement. His mother passed early. and his father recently passed. So he wants to. He just wants to make sure that we are secure no matter what happens. And we do have, 2 children and a grandchild at this point. So leaving it to them is not a problem to us. We are looking at, doing things for us, doing some traveling and da-da-da. But, it's just, we've never been these huge consumers.
Yeah, I get that. If you're not a huge consumer, I'm not particularly clear as to why your husband seems like he wants to, except for the fun of it, of getting in on it. And you've already got $1 million invested in the stock market. I think that's plenty, given your kind of where you stand. I don't think it's a terrible idea to actually have a good chunk in bonds. I don't know whether you need to be in a managed bond portfolio. I mean, you don't have state income tax in Washington State, correct?
No,
okay.
We don't
so
have
you don't have to worry about buying some individual bonds that are, essentially tax-free. You'd be buying some types of bonds, maybe some blended types of bonds. Why wouldn't you just buy, even if you just said, let's take some of the money and start buying index bond fund, with a couple of different flavors of that and call it a day, which would cost you a fraction of what you would pay in a managed account. I think that might be more interesting. And I guess the other piece of this is that I am going to caution you about, that you don't really need to take on more risk. I would say to your husband, look, honey, we're in great shape. Why are we rocking the boat?
Okay, if you really want to know whether or not you need to mix up your portfolio and change your allocations, send us a note. It's askjill@jillonmoney.com. Maybe everything's just fine and dandy. Maybe we can just give you a passing grade for having a diversified portfolio. Whatever is on your mind financially, send us a note. Askjill@jillonmoney.com. If you're on the website, jillonmoney.com, just click on the contact button and we'll get your note. Don't forget, if you're not a subscriber, if you're listening to this on YouTube, just subscribe wherever you get podcasts. Maybe that's Apple or anywhere else. And check out our other podcast. It's called Eye on Money. On that podcast, you get to hear Mark's voice. Kind of cool. All right. Thanks so much for listening. Grit, growth, grace. We'll talk to you tomorrow.